Shemai, and welcome back to Welsh Wednesday. Today is a little bit of a mishmash because the first thing I was going to do was teach you how to say toilet in Welsh. Not least for the fact that you may need to know that one day if you ever visit Wales. Although, of course, you can say toilet or toilet and everybody will know what you're talking about. But I didn't grow up saying toilet. I grew up saying something else. And there's also another way of saying bathroom, toilet that is very Welsh. And I wanted to teach you those two things. But then the other thing that came to mind was I had another request from a lady in North America. It's amazing. I have a few people in the USA who've what's the word I'm trying to say? Who've contacted me about Welsh Wednesday, and it's so nice. It's just brilliant. I'm not sure how they find me, whether they find me through Dad's story in The Crown on Netflix, or whether they find me through my music. I don't know, but however they do, it's very nice. And this particular woman in America made a request. Sorry, I'm getting a bit spaced out because I'm hungry. She said that she loves Welsh, and she asks her dog every morning in Welsh, would you like some breakfast? And she said, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. So I told her I would do that. Do you want? You could say, do you want breakfast or do you want something else? And then the final thing I thought is I'll teach you to say, I speak a little bit of Welsh or I don't speak Welsh. So there's some kind of through line, I don't know, but in my mind, there's a through line between those three things. So, okay, so toilet. The way I grew up saying toilet is lle chwech. 2 words, lle chwech. Lle is place. And you may remember that chwech is 6. So it's the 6th place. I don't know why it's called that. And if I had some forethought, I should have Googled it and found out before I did this today. But I didn't. So maybe you can Google it and find out why it's called the 6th place. But that's what I grew up calling the toilet and nothing else. So I was in school and I want to go to the toilet. Can I go to the lle chwech? Lle chwech. I love it. Lle chwech. The other way a Welsh person might say toilet in Welsh is tŷ bach, which makes more sense because tŷ is house, bach is small. So it's the little house. So those are the two ways in Welsh you would say toilet. You'd either say lle chwech, which is what I grew up saying, or tŷ bach, which is just as common a way of saying it. So then on to this lady who asked me how to say do you want in Welsh. So it is wyt ti isie. Wyt ti isie. Do you want? Wyt ti, do you, isie, want. So, and breakfast is breakfast. Breakfast. So, lady, I'm so sorry I've forgotten your name at the moment. I can see your face in my mind, but I've forgotten your name. So, wyt ti isie breakfast is what you should be saying to your dog every morning. And now you know how to say it properly. Wyt ti isie breakfast. You could also say wyt ti isie paned. Wyt ti isie paned o de. paned o de, cup of tea, which is a very popular thing in Wales because everybody drinks tea all the time, and it's the most you can't step inside. Oh, text coming through. You can't step into a Welsh person's home without being offered a cup of tea. In fact, my dad, I've got it here. My dad, amongst the many academic books that he published a few light-hearted books in Welsh as well. One of them was a book of his collection of Welsh postcards. They're sort of Victorian-y postcards and how they depict the English and the Welsh. It's a really nice book, actually. That was one of his more light-hearted books. But the one I'm actually thinking of is this one, because my dad was a teaaholic and drank tea every minute of the day, a bit like me, in fact. And he wrote this book, it is in Welsh, about the history of tea in Wales. And it is really interesting little book about tea. And it's called Gymrwch chi baned o de, which is a very polite way of saying, would you like a cup of tea? So that feels nice to talk about. So, wyt ti eisiau paned? Paned o de. Wyt ti eisiau paned o goffi? If you're American, probably you're more likely to say that. Okay, so the final thing I was going to teach today was to say, I don't speak Welsh, would be dwi ddim yn siarad Cymraeg. So siarad Cymraeg is speak Welsh. Cymraeg is Welsh. Siarad Cymraeg. So you would say, if you don't speak Welsh, dwi ddim yn siarad Cymraeg. If you want to say, I speak a little bit of Welsh, you would say, dwi'n siarad, I speak. Dwi'n siarad tipyn bach, a little bit, o Gymraeg, of Welsh. Dwi'n siarad tipyn bach o Gymraeg. Well, dwi'n siarad llawer o Gymraeg. I speak a lot of Welsh. But you might want to say, dwi'n siarad tipyn bach o Gymraeg. Or if you want to say, I don't speak Welsh, dwi ddim yn siarad Cymraeg. So that's what I wanted to teach you today. So it's a little bit of a mishmash of things that all made sense in my head. Happy Welsh Wednesday. See you next week.